And Topsy and I have moved into London Irish's warm-up room now, which is ironic because both of us are regretting not having taken our outdoor coats off when we came in and started to film. I'm sweltering.
What about you, mate? I'm stood right under the aircon, so I've got a nice breeze on my head.
No, it's awful.
Carry on.
I'm melting under here. Anyway, Sale Sharks, hell of a last play. In summary, Tops, would you agree with this? Really dominant in the first half. The pack monstrous in that first half. They went away a bit in the second and Bath certainly improved. But the final play, especially after Ajomo's defensive read and hit, which was sensational, to recover from that and score with the last play was also sensational.
Yeah, it was a really good performance in the end. They'd be delighted with the win. You saw the celebrations at the end. You know, thought the game was going to go away from them. They recovered it in the end. Physically dominant, set piece, tactically kicking as well. Very, very good. Dupree, not good off the tee, but good with ball in hand. And they're actually a very expansive team as well. They don't get a lot of credit for their attack. But with the take, and we had a funny laugh, you know, you were watching this.
Hey, I want everyone to know this, all right? Topsy's take, I'd never watch it before he shows me and shows you. We see it at the same time, effectively. On Friday night, watching the game, I sent Topsy a very, very incisive, insightful WhatsApp and said, this is what I think about Bath. And he goes, you're joking me. You've just stolen my Topsy's take. So I want you to know that I also sometimes analyse things as well as he does. Very rarely.
Sometimes.
Very rarely. But it happened. It's my idea, basically. Anyway, what is it?
But let's get into it. This is about Bath's reward for their ambition. So we're going to look at them first half and then second half. So first half, if we get right into it, this is their first scrum. 5 metres out. The scrum gets disrupted, fine. But then you think, right, we're 5 metres out. Let's get points on the board. Let's be a bit organised. You can see some players moving left, some players moving right. We're going to skip all this because nothing actually happens. 1 out runners. Easy for the Sale defence, speculative kick, read by 3 Sale defenders. They get to clear their lines, nothing done for Bath. We move on. You think, right, OK, they've had a taste of this line out. This is the second time they've run this line out. So over the top, Ajomo into the heart of the defence, good carry. And we're going to pause it here because they put Dokonasinger here. They've run this one time already. Look at all that space out there. 3 attackers, 2 defenders. You'd think if you'd had a warm-up shot, you'd run it differently the second time. Because now, look, Sale's defence organised. They've got time. Got to take advantage. This play gets run a lot, this kind of 12-13 with a player out the back, but if you don't get the width off the pass, trying to play against the blitz defence, look at all that space out there, you're going to get shut down. Jonathan Joseph has no option here but to hit the short runner because there's so much traffic in there. They need to play a bit deeper, a bit wider, be a bit more ambitious. But let's look at the second half. They've done their homework, they actually go for it. If you look at Gus Waugh here at the bottom, so they've analysed Sale's defence knowing that Waugh stays in the 5 metre channel off lineouts and he doesn't sweep. So what do? Play to the space, be a bit more ambitious. We've shown where he should be, but he's not there on this play. Lovely kick by Spencer, good chase through by Joseph as well. A bit of luck with the bounce, but risk and reward.
Still quick.
And look at the toe as well. Puts the hammer down, gets over, brilliant score, reward for their ambition. This try as well. So we've just spoken about that space in the wide channels. Bailey here. If you look at that gap, if you actually start going there and testing defences, you then get shoulders. So you've got shoulders going out, shoulders going in, different directions. That actually means that there's gap. Yes, he breaks a couple tackles, but it's because they've manipulated the defence. The chip kick, at first I thought, should he have chipped it? Ben Spencer, brilliant stuff.
Also quick.
Also quick as well. So the contrast first half to second half, huge for Bath. And I just think going forward, you know, we've spoken about them a lot. Do they need to come away from this bish, bash, bosh game plan and actually be a bit more expansive? Do they have the game players to do that as well? It's a big conundrum they need to figure out.
Yeah, it's almost like when Johan van Graan arrived, we wondered if he might want to play what we lazily call the South African model, which is batter people up front, get your 10 to pin the corners, play that game. They don't currently have the pack for that. They don't have the 10 for that. Doesn't mean they don't have a good pack and a good 10. It's just that they're good at slightly different things. So it's almost like, well, plan A is we're going to batter everybody. It doesn't work because the personnel's not quite there at the moment. And then second half, when they realise it isn't working, they basically, to oversimplify it, chuck it around a bit and cause people loads of problems. So do you try and bend the players to your will as a coach, or do you actually try and play to the strengths you've got within your squad? Interesting to watch, but great analysis by both of us.